In today's video, we're talking about what travel insurance really covers because this is one of those things people think they understand until something actually goes wrong. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever booked a trip and wondered whether travel insurance is worth it or what you're even paying for, you're in the right place. Most people buy travel insurance hoping they never need it, but the problem is when something happens, that's when people realize they didn't fully understand what was covered and what was not. So by the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of what travel insurance actually helps with, what it does not, and when it actually makes sense to have it in the first place. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the basics. What is travel insurance? At its core, travel insurance is a way to protect your money and your health when something unexpected happens during a trip. It's designed to help cover financial losses if your plans change or fall apart for reasons outside of your control. Most travel insurance policies bundle together a few main types of protection. This usually includes coverage for trip cancellation or interruption, medical emergencies while you're traveling, lost or delayed luggage, and sometimes emergency evacuation. The exact coverage depends on the plan, but those are the main buckets most people are paying for. Travel insurance is not meant to cover everything that could possibly go wrong. It's meant to step in when a real covered issue happens that would otherwise cost you a lot of money or put you in a tough situations far from home. First off is trip cancellation and interruption coverage. One of the biggest reasons people buy travel insurance is trip cancellation and interruption coverage. This helps protect the money you already paid if you can't take the trip or have to cut it short. If you've prepaid non-refundable expenses like flights, hotels, tours, or cruises, this coverage can reimburse you if a covered reason forces you to cancel or come home early. Covered reasons often include things like a serious illness, injury, death in the family, severe weather, or certain work or legal obligations. This is where people often get confused. Travel insurance does not usually cover canceling because you changed your mind or decided not to go. The reason has to meet the policy's definition of what a covered event. That is why reading the policy details matter way more than people think. Medical coverage while traveling. So medical coverage is another major part of travel insurance, especially if you're traveling outside your home country. Many people assume their regular health insurance will work everywhere, but that's actually not the case. Travel medical coverage can help pay for doctor visits, hospital stays, medications, and emergency treatment if you get sick or injured while traveling. This can be especially important in countries where you may be required to pay upfront for care. Some policies also include emergency medical evacuation, which can cover the cost of being transported to the nearest appropriate medical facility or even back home if needed. Without insurance, these costs can be extremely high and very stressful to deal with during an emergency. I actually just recently got medical and travel insurance when I just traveled to Mexico. It really just gave me peace of mind if something was to happen. Thankfully, I didn't have to use any of it. It's honestly pretty cheap most of the time, and it really just, again, gave me that peace of mind. Now let's talk about coverage for delays and missed connections. So travel does not always go as planned, as we all know, and delays are more common than people expect. Many travel insurance policies include coverage for trip delays or missed connections. If your flight is delayed for a covered reason and you have to pay for meals, hotels, or transportation, this coverage can help reimburse those expenses. This can be especially helpful during long delays or overnight disruptions. Missed connection coverage can apply when a delay causes you to miss part of your trip, like a cruise departure or a connecting flight. The coverage can help cover extra costs to help you catch up to your trip. Baggage and personal belongings coverage. So lost, stolen, or delayed luggage is another situation travel insurance can help with. Baggage coverage can reimburse you if your belongings are lost, damaged, or stolen during your trip. If your luggage is delayed, some policies provide reimbursement for essential items like clothing or toiletries, so you're not stuck paying out of pocket while waiting for your bags. There are usually limits on how much you can be reimbursed, and high value items do have special rules. Like I said, it's really important to understand what counts as covered personal property and what does not. Next is additional assistance services. Many travel insurance plans include assistance services that people do not think about until they need them. This can include help finding a medical provider, coordinating emergency transportation, or getting support if you lose important documents like your passport. Some plans also offer 24-hour assistance hotlines, which can be helpful if you're dealing with an emergency in a different time zone or country. Having access to someone who can help guide you through the situation can help make a stressful stressful experience much easier to manage. Now, let's talk about what travel insurance usually does not cover. And this is where expectations really matter. Travel insurance policies come with exclusions, and these are just as important as the coverage itself. Many policies do not cover pre-existing medical conditions unless certain requirements are met. They also usually do not cover canceling a trip because you changed your mind or found a better deal. Risky activities, extreme sports, or traveling against government advisories may also be excluded unless you purchase specific coverage. This is why it's really important to match the policy to the type of trip that you're actually taking. So, travel insurance pricing varies based on several factors, including the cost of your trip, your age, where you're traveling, and the type of coverage you choose. Some plans are very basic while others offer more complete protection. If you want to check out how to get access to travel insurance, we do have a link down below. So once you click that link, all you have to do is go ahead and say where you are a citizen of. You can say your home country, and then you can say where you're going. Then you can just select one that applies. So if you're studying abroad, you're a digital nomad, or you just want to insure your trip, you can go ahead and click get a quote. You can then do state of residence, your destination, departure date, return date. Then you can put in traveler's age, total trip cost, and when your initial trip payment was made. You click continue and they'll give you a bunch of different options here. And then here, go ahead and see all the different options. So they've got a couple different plans here that you can go ahead and choose from. And then you can also add upgrades and other things like that. But again, really depends on the trip cost. I always like to say this too, the cheapest plan is not always the best option if it doesn't cover the things that matter most for your trip. If you want to see current plans and options, again, use our links down below. We have a couple different options for you and you can see what's going to be best for you. I did want to just touch on popular travel insurance options to know about. So once you understand what travel insurance covers, the next question is usually which type of plan actually fits your trip. Not every traveler needs the same kind of coverage, and this is where choosing the right plan matters more than choosing the cheapest one. So first off is visitors coverage. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the options, visitors coverage is a good place to start. It's not a single insurance plan, but a comparison platform where you can look at different travel, medical, and trip insurance options side by side. This can be especially helpful if you're visiting the US, traveling internationally, or trying to compare coverage details without jumping between a dozen different websites. You can use our link down in the description to explore plans, compare coverage limits, and see which options align with your travel plans. Then we have WorldTrips Travel Medical Insurance. So WorldTrips is often used for travel medical insurance, especially for people traveling outside their home country. This type of coverage focuses more on medical care, emergency treatment, and evacuation rather than trip cancellation. If your main concern is medical coverage while traveling, especially overseas, this is where a plan like WorldTrips can make sense. Again, we do have that link down below and you can see which option is going to be best for you. Atlas Nomad is for long-term travelers. Atlas Nomad is designed for people who are traveling long-term or living a more flexible lifestyle. Like digital nomads or travelers moving between multiple countries, instead of covering a single trip, this type of plan focuses on ongoing medical coverage while you're abroad. If you're not taking a one-week vacation and instead plan to travel for months or a few months at a time, this type of coverage can be a lot more practical. Again, if you want to check out Atlas, the link is down in the description so you can decide whether long-term travel medical insurance makes more sense for you. Next is Atlas Journey for trip protection. Atlas Journey is more focused on trip protection. This is the type of plan people usually think of when they hear travel insurance. It can help you cover prepaid, non-refundable expenses if your trip is canceled, interrupted, or delayed for a coverage reason. If you're booking flights, hotels, or tours that are expensive or non-refundable, trip protection is often the main reason people buy insurance. Again, that link is down below if you want to check it out. Next, I wanted to touch on pros and cons of travel insurance. One of the biggest pros of travel insurance is peace of mind. Knowing you have protection if something unexpected happens can make it easier to enjoy your trip without worrying about every possible issue. Financial protection is another major benefit. Medical emergencies, cancellations, and evacuation costs can be very expensive without coverage. On the downside though, travel insurance doesn't cover everything. Policies have limits, exclusions, and conditions that you need to understand ahead of time. It also adds an extra cost to your trip, which may not make sense for every situation. So again, it really is up to you and your situation and your circumstances. So should you choose travel insurance? Travel insurance often makes sense if you're taking an expensive trip, traveling internationally, or booking non-refundable expenses. It can also be a smart choice if you want medical coverage while abroad. But for short, inexpensive trips close to home with refundable bookings, travel insurance is probably not necessary. But again, it depends case by case. The decision really comes down to your risk tolerance and how much financial exposure you have if something goes wrong. Again, if you want to check out all the different options, we do have those links down below and you can compare plans and find the best deal possible. useful for you. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. As a personal note, I know how overwhelming it can feel trying to figure out travel insurance, especially when every policy seems to say something different. It's not always clear what actually matters until you slow down and look at the details. That wraps up this video. This channel is dedicated to helping you understand insurance and financial protection in a simple, straightforward way without the confusion. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you aren't already, and of course leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.